Here we go with bin number 6. We're going to remember this. Tower number 5, bin number 6. So we've been doing our wool experiments. We just did a biochar. This one is Miss Ava. Here she is. Okay, let me show you what this is like. Okay, this is armor for that dog. This is a Commodore. And this is what they create on their skin. This is just a felted up matte mess. Supposedly the dogs are designed so that that does not hurt them at all. Matting like that. You're never supposed to cut them. We do shave Ava, even though we're not supposed to. She doesn't like being naked, but this is what happens if we don't, and people are the ones who have a problem with it more than she does. But we don't want anybody calling animal cruelty on us for a matted dog, so I don't like her in videos and things like that, because actually what you're supposed to do is take and do all these, yank these locks into strips. The only thing is, when she scratches, she rips the locks out, and so that's terrible. It just looks bad no matter what. So we will not have another Commodore. They're wonderful dogs, but this is felted, and this is their armor. So when another dog tries to bite them, that's why they can't win, because you just can't bite through that. That's what Kevlar was invented by. Silk. It's just a mesh that is so highly that it doesn't allow anything to penetrate. And so that's how they are protected, by their matted up fur when they're out. She watches over the flock and makes sure the coyotes don't come and do anything to the baby lambs. And she does love her babies. There's something about that breed that just, anything baby cats, baby anything, she protects them with her life, definitely. Anything new on the farm, she will not let anybody near me. Oh my gosh. Don't ever try to touch me. She goes nuts. Now, we're going to take the leaves off the top. I probably should have done that before. This bin I was showing with extremely high population. So we'll check moisture in this. These are going to go on the top once I get the bin reset. So it's getting reset here. This looks really good. Let's put this on the back up. And we'll get out a tray for next. Going over here. And we're going to, gosh, these two are the same size. It makes it a little hard. So you want the lighter weight tray going on top. Wow, this bedding is super fantastic. Again, I don't know what's making it like spongy rubbery like that, but it sure is. It's got to be that wool fiber in there. That this bin, you cannot see it at all anymore. It is just gone. So it must have been a white fleece. Don't know, but the numbers are spectacular in these bins here. Lots of young worms, it looks like. And as I'm going down, it's just getting more and more. So we have a downward migration. So obviously it's probably more moist down low. Oh, they're mating. Just put them there. Lots of cocoons I'm seeing, even though, I mean, the numbers in here are extremely high. I'm seeing the cocoons, definitely. So, happy about that. Oh my, is the numbers really strong. Way down in here. Okay, but I feel like we're a little wet. But you know, I can't almost say that because, I mean, there's just, it's not dripping off at all. But somehow this substrate is like super saturated. I feel like it's super saturated. It's heavy. I mean, but it sticks, but it's, I mean, there's no standing water. It's not dripping. But I feel it's super saturated. It's very heavy, but it's very spongy. So I'm wondering if, yes, that's the wool that has created that, and there's such fine filaments in there yet that's, you know, if I can just get moisture to come out, yep. But as far as packing together, not so much. Like before, you remember how I had those big globs? I feel like I'm like somehow I feel like I'm way more moist in this bin, yet it's not clumping like that. So I don't know. I hope it's the wool, but I'm going to keep using it. But look at all that. There is a bunch of pine shavings down there. So that, I mean, I feel like that has almost become like papery. So whatever is breaking that down fairly well. I mean, it's plenty moist, broke down. Loving that. Oh my gosh, there's just millions in this bin, but they are small, I will say that. So obviously we had a bazillion cocoons and they hatched. This is definitely, let me look here. It says that I did, well, I started this bin on 11/22. And so then I had just done what I did to it. Doesn't look like I split off of it at all. Nope. 11/22. So that's how long these worms have been in here. I mean, you guys know more about splitting and numbers. So does it look like there's plenty of worms for that amount of time? Probably doesn't look like I have very much. But I didn't probably start this bin with the right amount either. I mean, I had my I started with 1 pound of red wigglers, only they were not red wigglers. They were a mix, and composting worms. And then I raised them all summer just out in tanks, and then fed them garden straps. And then this winter I decided to bring them in, start this worm farm for microbial farming in the future, where we're making our own eco-friendly fertilizers from these vermicasts, and also we'll be doing thermophilic composting to boost the microbes numbers if we need it to. Right now I'm doing the thermophilic composting just to feed these worms and to get them this bedding, because holy moly, I had no idea it would take this much substrate to reset bins. Oh boy, am I learning. Okay, so this is going to the nurseries. Oh, that is a lot. Let's go ahead and look and see what we got underneath this amount. Oh yeah. Nice numbers underneath of there. Look at there. I hope this is a good amount to reset a bin with. I am not 100% yet. Probably ought to count out certain worms, you know, see what the numbers look like, so I kind of know what 1,000 worms looks like. Some of these are teeny tiny, some of them are bigger, but hopefully, if I can get my act together, I can reset these bins in a good 3 weeks, pull out all the cocoons, and then we will recharge it with adults, because now I will have plenty of adult worms to recharge, especially if I master the trap method. And sorry, I'm spending too much time on wisps. I know. Okay. So, okay, this is going, for some reason I'm kind of off kilt here. It used to be because I've got way too many bins that I'm trying to work with. Retain. That is this is going to the nursery, and I have 2 bins now full of substrate. They're going to the nursery. These are the bins that are going to be added to. Okay. Now, Miss Eva will be composted. So we will, oh geez, worms everywhere. We will add the, this is pre-compost again. This is a little bit more recently pre-compost. Like as of right now, it's just maturing. We have just made it through our second flip. There will be a third flip, but we don't need a full 80 buckets for the third flip. The temperature is warming up, so see how we got some really nice, good, that's a piece of, I think, hay that the sheep, they're very picky about what they eat, so they'll pull out pieces and then stomp all over it, poop and pee all over it, which I think the worms love that. And then I'll put it in that compost because the sheep aren't going to eat it. So even though it, you know, you feel like it gets wasted, if you have another means, another livestock you can feed it to, hence my livestock underground channel, which is probably just going to be devoted to the worm farm. I don't know, because there is just a lot more to do in a worm farm than what I realized, and it's probably going to be year-round feeding these things. I don't know. Look at all these worms. Oh, goodness. So do you feel like there's a certain age of worm in here that, like, at one point there was awfully a zillion cocoons laid, and maybe that was when we added certain substrates that they just loved more than others? I mean, wow, there's just so many worms. Gosh, I wish. I don't really like the method with that paintbrush, and I guess, let me try it. I got this wonderful, oh, I've got this, oh, see, no, that little worm there, she just got probably rolled up, I don't know. A little cart here, that's what I've got my camera on. It's got little shelves. That's where I've got my handy dandy paintbrush there, and I got what else do I got in there? My pen to write my paper, to make sure every bin has notes, keep the inspectors happy. And that just goes right back up in there. My pen, got my scissors there. Okay, so now these guys can go down into that new bedding. Ava's below. So the dog hair, I predict, is not going to break down as fast as the wool, because the wool has a lot of, sweat in there and suet. They call it suet. So there's stuff from their sebaceous glands, there's fats, then there's the lanolin. So this is a chunk of grass that, yucky, didn't quite all the way get composted, but it's all right, because this is just the pre-compost to kill off all the pathogens. And then we also have the maturation phase. So this is to kill the weed seeds, because you don't want to be sending off weed seeds in your vermicastings for people to put on their gardens. Oh my. So you'll definitely want to be pre-composting. And then that also takes care, like I said, the human pathogens. The high temperatures kills. Okay, and then the other thing you want to do is make sure that you're aerobic. So why? Your nitrogen from your organic matter isn't getting converted to nitrates, and so you're not going to just load your garden up with a pile of nitrates, and then that gets into your food. So, all right, Ava, we'll see how you turn out in a few weeks. Hopefully in 3 weeks everything is gone, but because these dogs have very, very dry skin, and she's always out, so in the mud. She loves the mud. If she can get in mud, she gets in the mud. They like a good layer of dusty dirt near their skin. And what that does is it helps keep their parasite load down. So for fleas and stuff, that's super, super dry. Any type of lice, mites. She is like nearly pure white there next to her skin when you take off that dog fleece, I guess. The dog hair. So I don't think that's going to be a very inhabitable area or place for microbes. So I think that's going to break down a little slower than the wool. Okay, there we have that little experiment in tower number 5, bin number 6. We'll check in this one we'll check in. It'll be 3 weeks. I'm hoping not to have to go in for 3 weeks. And that saves me a lot of time and energy. And then we'll see if that fleece is gone. I hope to find that it is. So we won't know for a while, but... Okay, so, and I'm not sure how soon this video will go up, or if I'll just go ahead and put the results at the end of this video. That would be better. And then that way I'm not bombarding y'all with a ton of videos, but I'm trying to get my numbers up for right now. And then once I get there, I can back off. I feel like that's how it goes anyway. Could be wrong. Let me know. Hey, show me that you hung out with me today. And please make yourself a permanent presence here at the Carbon Flip, so you can keep coming back and supporting me and my work and the microbial farm, where one day it may be that you will be purchasing some of our food that we raise biologically complete, so that the microbes can bring the nutrients to the plants. I hope to see you in the future.